can see and hear you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Known Realms Tolesh, Chapter 61. Before we dive into tonight's adventure, let's go ahead and introduce our players. You will see, unfortunately, for this this session, we are down a whistle. We love David, we miss David, and everybody give David all the love you can. You'll see him here next time as Whistle. We're going to be playing a bit of a shorter game tonight, so we won't miss him too much. All right. I mean, like, there's Angie.
Hi, my name is Angie, and I play Whistle. Just kidding. I don't play Whistle. I play Zio Marino, but I think it's funny the way that David always introduces himself. My pronouns are they, them, and Zio's pronouns are he, they. You can catch me on the internet at Agonethetic. On Tuesdays, you can catch me over on Embers of Rage on Bad House RPG at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I learned finally the time. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And come watch our Latina biker werewolf gang as they try and figure out who the fuck is fucking them over. And then on April, starting April, next Monday, come join us over on Just the Humans channel as we set sail on a One Piece saga adventure. So, using the saga's game system. So, yeah. That's me.
We love sagas in this house.
Yeah.
Next up, Lou.
Hello, I'm Lou. I play Lazuli. We both use she, her pronouns. You can find me at Luzilia_art on the internet. This wasn't my goal, but then it just happened. Finger guns to this is a dangerous.
Thank you. Thank you, Lou. Happy to have you. And last but certainly not least, Button.
Hello, I'm Button. My pronouns are they, them. I'm Bluebluebutton on social media. I'm a bully. You can find me, aside from here, over on Stealthy Elf Productions in the Unearthed Inheritance campaign, and over on Dice Cream Sandwich in the Astral Academy mini campaign. Both of those games are Pathfinder 2E, and a couple other things coming down the pipeline.
We love more things. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me on places on the internet at Tales Archived. I'm the Archivist here for Known Realms Tolesh. And when I'm not here, you can find me over at Stealthy Elf Productions playing Finn Reese in Heroes of Asteria Unearthed Inheritance as well. Hello, everybody. This is Alec from the future. Going to give you your recap, some other things, but first I wanted to give you guys some details regarding what you're going to see throughout the episode. I was not in my normal setup. I was not on my normal stable internet connection, so our recording process was unfortunately marred with a lot of technical hiccups and a lot of technical issues. So some of the video and audio in this recording does not it cuts out and it blips and it does not stay stable, but thanks to a big, huge thanks to Button and Angie, who were instrumental in getting this session together and viewable and helping me create a process to give you guys an accessible and a clear view of what happened for the entire session. So basically, there will be some parts where the video cuts out. You will see a cute little technical difficulty screen pop up, and you'll see the text that everybody is saying, just because you can't see our faces and you can't see our captions. And then where audio and video have cut out, I will be reading a little voiceover overview just to give you guys the details so that no detail is missed and the hard work of all of the players is respected and it is honored, and you guys get the full session that you are normally promised. We have not had an issue like this before, and I'm glad that we as a team were able to come together and find a solution, and I'm so deeply, deeply thankful excuse me, deeply thankful to, again, Button and Angie for really stepping up in a huge way and helping me with this. This wouldn't have been possible without their time, their energy, and their effort. So as much as you want to thank me, possibly thank them more. Thank you. First off, big thanks to our sponsors, Lupine Honey, you guys can hit the link in chat and head to Caroline's store, Lupine Honey, where they have an amazing array of apparel, and you can use code TalesArchive for 10% off of your purchase. Whether it is for their amazing original creations, some fandom work that they've created, or collaboration with other artists, you can use our code to get 10% off of your purchase. Check out Caroline's shop, and maybe you might find some KRT stuff there. Thank you to Caroline for sponsoring the show. And next, we have our open donation link for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. We obviously support the people of Palestine and Gaza in this time during this horrific genocide that is currently being enacted on their people by the state of Israel. The Palestine Children's Relief Fund absolutely collects monetary resources and supports people in need. If you are not able to donate at this point in time, we highly recommend that you uplift Palestinian voices, that you share resources, support by gifting e-stims to Palestinian people, and educating yourself, learning about the situation that's happening and learning how it is affecting the people of Gaza at this time. Yeah, so hit that link and donate if you can. If not, there are other ways to support. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and dive into today's recap. Big thanks once again to Button and Angie for all of their help with this, as well as all of their help with the technical troubleshooting that we've done over the last week. So, last we left off, the party found themselves reunited in the Sivahome catacombs, just outside the portal where Shar's Sliver of Divinity is being held by operatives of Ruin's Eye and the Shadow Court. The group decided to split into 3 teams. Team 1, Lazuli, Whistle, and Lucian, decide to move in first, hoping to draw the attention of the Shadow Court's last line of defense away from the Sliver. The room was filled with Duskran Honor Guard, Inquisitors, and the Naklamir, the source of the party's cruel and painful visions of corruption throughout the past couple sessions. Lazuli, confronted with the sight of Shar's Sliver of Divinity, faced the forces attempting to corrupt her head-on. With a burst of willpower and wisdom, Lazuli rejected the voice of ruin in her mind and pushed forward into the dungeon. For his part, Whistle was afflicted with a vision that resulted in him striking Lazuli. This forced the rest of the party to act. Combat ensued, with each group member playing their roles effectively. Zio, Isandro, and Larmena contended with several Naklamir, Zio being confronted with a vision of their disappointed father Iolus in the process. Stalwart as they have been against each preceding vision, Zio triumphed with an attack to the Naklamir's lying mouth. For their part, Whistle, Lazuli, and Lucian contended with the forces successfully drawn away from the Sliver, protecting each other even when Lazuli returned Whistle a taste of friendly fire. In the midst of the fray, Whistle found himself face to face with a vision of the father who abandoned him. With a firm pronouncement that the vision needed to get out of his way, Whistle too triumphed over the forces trying to corrupt him. Meanwhile, covered by Thandoril and Kalen, Echinacea made their way toward the Sliver of Divinity, where they summoned a celestial vision of Shar to reclaim herself. With that act, the Aasimar gained their transformation class, sprouting angelic wings from their back. The battle waged on as the party contended with low resources, enemy swarms, and more of Ruin's visions. However, the battle ended when Echinacea snatched the Sliver of Divinity within a secret chest spell, sending it back to Shar. The entire party witnessed a glimpse into the Shadowfell, where Shar shattered not only her chains, but the entire prison built by Ruin's Eye. Sprouting wings of their own, the Demigodex joined the Matron of Ravens in her fight against Ruin's Eye and his forces. With that, the Shadow Court forces retreated. The session ended with the Fated and friends making their way out of the dungeon and catacombs, back to the crypt entrance, pronounced heroes by an ecstatic Fritz. What they didn't see, far off in Isle Thalor, was the death hag Elizabeth's punishment at the hands of the lich god Vaymir. What they did not hear was Vaymir's insinuation that he has his sights set on Lazuli. And with that, let's dive into the session. So, we are picking up there as the group finds themselves coming out of the dungeon. Zio, you are currently, swaddled over Assandra's...
I would say that Zio, once they got out of... Are we outside of the dungeon?
I'd say at this point, yeah, you guys are okay. Making your way out.
I think once Zio has had enough time to sort of, rest with the help of Isandro, they'll go ahead and like get down and start running alongside the group.
Okay. So you guys now make your way out. You see around you as all of the Shadow Corp members that you have contended with earlier in the day lay outside of the catacombs. The scene is yours. What do you guys do?
Lazuli, are you able to message Ishvar with your sending stone to ask him to retreat with the rest of the party who's separate from us to a more defensible, distant position?
What's the location that we should head towards?
They were set up north of Cyberholm, correct? Like a mile, Alec? Is that correct?
Yeah, just I believe it was just under a mile.
Okay.
But yes, they're north of Cyberholm, nearest the front entrance of the keep.
I would say continue north away from the keep.
Right.
What's a difficult distance for scouts to travel within the night? 5 miles? I'm asking genuinely. You're a very talented scout, and I'm not.
Can I do a nature check? Is there some way that we can get up to the
give
mountains? I know Ishvar.
Give me. I'd say give me. This is going to be a nature check. You're in your favorite terrain, mountains. So you can go ahead and roll that with advantage, please.
Okay.
It's so weird because Angie Brain knows the distance of what it would be like for like a 5-mile trek. And I'm like, oh, I can actually no.
All right, I'm going to also use one of my inspirations from last session because
Please.
I keep on rolling absolute booty. Okay, that's better. 22.
22. You're probably with scouts. You're unsure of the sort of capabilities. You know that with magical capabilities, something like Arcane Eye, they can close ground fairly quickly. So you're going to want to create like at least 5 to 10 miles of distance, and you can do that pretty easily in the mountains here. You know that you can you don't necessarily have to be as far away if you're tucked behind some natural formations.
And then they'll probably get there faster than we would, right? She's asking if they're heading north and they're already more north, or I guess she'll message to Ishvar.
Okay.
The divinity, and do I have a limit here?
No, this is a direct sending stone, so this is just a conversation piece.
Okay. Ishvar, are you all right?
It's been dreadfully quiet. You all are the source of conversation, and there are a lot of people here who do not know how to talk to each other. Myself included. Aura and Lapis have been wonderful company. We made a delectable little picnic lunch. It's incredible that we are supposed to look like druids because our green thumbs are showing. Anyway.
She's just giving us a play-by-play of everything.
So cute.
He's like the relative on the phone that you're like,
he talks to you and then he's like, that's all I have, goodbye. My mother.
I get so many chores done.
Yeah.
Because you're just like,
How is everything going with you? Are you all right?
Char is restored and freed, but we need to find somewhere safe further north.
Safe? Are we in danger?
Most likely.
Immediate danger.
She gestures, looks to like how immediate are we thinking? I don't.
Well, we know that they have the capability to plane shift because they did, which means they probably have the ability to cast sending to people at the fortress, which means they probably know already that the sliver of divinity has been taken.
You hear, everyone start packing immediately.
Once you find it, please send to me and let me know.
We will try to look as
Inconspicuous, sure.
Inconspicuous.
It was a me issue. It wasn't an issue. We'll try to look as inconspicuous as possible. We will move slowly, as if not to incite any panic, and we will start moving northwards. Should we move toward the mountain, or should we continue on the road? Are we looking to leave Cyberhome completely?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think at this point this is an
Which do you think
Expo
would get us
mission.
further faster? The road?
The roads are far more visible, so we could take the roads, but are we just going to leave the remaining Shadow Court in Cyberhome?
Above table, we don't know that there's a dragon who wants this place cleared out, correct?
Correct.
Mhm.
None of you have that information but Whistle.
Oh shit. Oh.
I think we peace out. Either hide behind.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know technically. So. I say the mountains.
Mountains it is.
We will.
Lazuli looked at Echinacea too for confirmation.
I trust your lead.
All right, we will start moving up the mountains, and Lapis was able to build more mana shields, so if we need to camp for the night, we can protect ourselves further. Which I imagine you all need some much deserved rest.
Right.
Lucian kind of looks. I can scout ahead if need be.
I don't see.
For us, we might need it.
If-
We don't know if they're doing shift rotation yet.
No, but if they are, wouldn't we all want to handle that together?
Yes.
You're not a bomb we lob at people, Lucian. You're a person.
No, but I'm a
We're
bat
going
that
with
can
you.
see things quickly.
You're that too.
You see, it's just kind of... You sound different. It's not bad, just different.
Maybe we stick together because we're not all at our full potential.
I concede. It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea, though.
He kind of shoves you, like, on the shoulder, Lazuli. Fuck off.
I feel like at this point of pure exhaustion, she does kind of like stumble.
He's
and
like, oh no! Well, no!
Like, that wasn't a lot, but not a
he
lot.
does-
Of time.
He kind of dashes around you and kind of like grabs you from like, all right.
Carry her. Carry her.
What am I? I'm doing it.
Thank you.
God, are you okay, Lazuli?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for yelling. That's all.
I deserved it.
You did.
It
you
was a
did.
bad joke.
It was a funny joke, and you hear Kaylin in the back. It was a really bad joke.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is good. This is funny. You can see Kaylin is also like.
Okay, come here.
Our energy with moving and not laughing.
You guys see as Thandoril sort of moves toward the entryway of Cyberhome where those two mountains meet, and there's that natural road, and you hear as he just kind of lets out a few like rhythmic clicks of the tongue. Echinacea, this rings familiar to you as he begins to call his mount, Ari. So you all see as a large regal griffin just sort of slowly moves out from the side of the mountain and just kind of looks. It's just kind of like peeking her head. And then... What?
It was just there all along? It was just watching us fight this entire fight?
No. She was doing a rotation. I knew she would be here by this time.
That would have been a big problem if all of a sudden we just got attacked by a griffin as well.
A griffin is never late.
A griffin is
She
never
means to
late.
arrive precisely.
He just hears, he's like, come on, girl, I have someone you should see. Echinacea, You completely recognize this old girl at this point. She is much older than she was when you met her. Feathers are a bit more full, a bit more white. There's a bit more like graying happening, but she sort of just walks forward and is just like, there's an immediate, like when a dog or a cat hasn't seen an owner or someone they know for a long time, there's like that kind of stop. She sort of...
That's so big.
As soon as she hears your voice, you see these two little feathers perk up, and she immediately runs and like scoops her head between your legs, picks you up, and like sits you on her neck. You kind of naturally fall into the position of like falling around her, and she's just letting out these very like joyous clicks and coos as she just sort of like hops around like a big dog.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Scorch as much with like Lady and Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. And do I remember like when she was like a baby?
Yeah, like
do I remember when Thandril got her?
Yes, you absolutely remember when Thandril came back from Drukamesh and informed you and Lorien that he had a present, and showed off this small egg. Like you've known her since she was an egg, and when she hatched, she was bonded to Thandril from that moment.
Hello, little fledgling.
She just
Are you keeping him safe? Oh, I'll take that as a yes.
Very like regal, like of course I am. Like, oh, you two haven't missed a beat.
Oh, I missed a lot of time. We should go?
Yes. What do we want to do with them? Thandril points Karam Shawl at the remaining Shadow Court individuals who are still tied up. Amara included. You're muted.
You're muted.
Fucking kill their asses!
Are they conked out? I meant to say.
Everybody except Anara is awake at this point.
No, so now they've seen what we look like.
No, you guys are still in disguise.
Are we still in disguise? I think it was only Echinacea. They dropped their disguise.
Echinacea dropped theirs for Thandril.
Mm-hmm.
And also Inara just somehow knew Lazuli was a Lazuli.
Yep.
Okay, that's true.
Correct.
I think Echinacea would have had the... Well, we can roll for it. Maybe they wouldn't have had the wherewithal. Maybe they didn't think about it. 9. I think they didn't think about it. I think that they look like themselves. They look over and they go... Mm. Well, does she know that you're Kervaith's chosen, Thandril?
She might have an idea.
Good.
Good?
Yes, good. Echinacea glares at Inara. There is no alliance anymore. You can tell your god. That corruption knows some sacrilege.
She nods. I know when I've been defeated.
How does Lazuli look?
Lazuli's kind of just standing back, almost behind Lucian a little bit, but like her face is stern. Just like, I don't know. She just knows that Inara's kind of like one of those bullies that, like, no matter what you say, they're gonna try to like have the last word kind of thing. Like, and you're never gonna prove them wrong. So just to ignore them and just not even give them their time. Sorry, my dog is ripping cardboard in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear that. modify my threshold. Let me just.
Finn's like,
Get her, Finn.
Let me.
Yeah, Mama, you tell him.
so she's just looking very stern at this person that she knows has kind of fucked her life up.
How is this? He also just stopped. So.
You're good, Lou. You're good, Lou.
Okay. I know that there's probably a lot of questioning. Like, I'm just going, what's the reason why Lazuli's kind of at this stasis? There is a lot of questions behind, like, why Inara did what she did, but she's just so focused on, like, wanting to make the things better now. Like, it might be a myopic choice not to pursue that knowledge, but it's just, like, she's just not a grudge-holding person. She just is like, I don't care what you did, but we stopped you for now, and I just want to make my family whole. I don't know. There's maybe some pain avoidance there, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid.
If it didn't strengthen the person that she's trying to weaken, she'd probably kill her. But...
I think in this moment, I don't know about everyone else, but Echinacea is looking at Lazuli, waiting for like a signal.
For what? What do
To
you...
approach her to leave.
I don't know what to do with her.
We should leave. I think the more that we stick around here, the higher the chances are that we get seen again.
Right. If there's some way that we could change her or make it to where there's not future problems caused by her, then but I can't think of anything other than making a very terrible pact, but I don't think is smart. Fritz, what would you do?
Oh, well, honestly,
Yes?
I would let the Ith take her.
Oh? What does that mean?
I would kill her.
Even with my pact? With Viola?
No, that complicated. You asked what I would do.
Oh, I see. What do you think I should do?
Honest.
How did... I think she is an incurable monster, and I think she has foregone any other chance to live. But it seems she is more interested in your torment than she is stopping you. So we should leave.
She can live knowing that she was bested.
After Zio suggests the group leave and have Inara live with the knowledge that she's been bested, and that she didn't get to corrupt Lazuli, an anxious quiet fills the air. Isandro breaks the silence that follows by muttering a foreboding "yet" under his breath. Lazuli repeats the spirit caller with a pensive tone, and she elaborates by saying that if it is not Inara, more will try their hand at corrupting her. Zio affirms that, given the path the fated walk, there will always be someone else trying to stop them. With this in mind, Lazuli quietly approaches Inara. Sparing a little time, Lazuli states that she will not be the one to end the Duskren Honor Guard's fate. Instead, this newly charged Witch of the Ith offers an omen. May your fate corrupt and fizzle very soon. Not awaiting a response, Lazuli rejoins her allies and begins to retreat. As the group departs from the catacombs, Echinacea lifts their hand to their lips and begins to send Inara a message through their copper ring. The Aasimar states that they know Amnara will be back. But they firmly guarantee that Lazuli will not be the one she corrupts. With the smile across Anara's face left unseen, the Fated and company retreat to the mountains. As Thandoril walks alongside Ari, his sizable griffin companion, he looks to the group around him and makes an offer. Looks to the three of you. All of you would be able to fit if you're looking for some sort of rest on the journey.
Certainly.
But not everyone can rest, so...
Not everyone
Just-
did as much as you all did.
Well, I'll walk.
More
If
than
anyone
fun.
else needs it. I know Kalen was hurt. Okay.
He's like... he's walking, just kind of... No, I'm okay. Don't worry about it.
I know we get lost in the
but
sauce,
are
but
you? Are you?
You don't want to get lost in the sauce? What?
no, it's fine.
Go for it?
I only mimicked it earlier, but Echinacea, when he was stumbling, would have put him, like, slung his arm over their shoulder.
Perfect. Okay. He inevitably joins you on top of the griffin. Lazuli, do you ride or do you walk?
She'll probably walk.
Okay.
As we start heading out as well, Zio, and this is just in tandem with us, like, going forward and away, Zio is going to summon Lulu. And
You do not have any sorcery points. You cannot.
Oh, damn.
Lulu is tied to your sorcery points.
That's so true. You're so right.
Yep.
Just kidding.
All good.
You know.
All good.
Yeah.
You guys tell me, how do you approach moving into the mountains? I imagine you want to do so stealthily. I imagine you want to go ahead and do so kind of falling into the natural landscape. So
We could walk a bit of ahead and maybe or behind and like cover tracks or just like be stealth.
Okay.
beach.
I say go ahead and give me a stealth or sleight of hand check when it comes to like covering tracks,
Mhm.
making sure, you guys aren't leaving anything to be followed.
Can
Zio-
I assist Lazuli in that?
Yep, so go ahead and roll with advantage. You're helping Lazuli with that. Echinacea, is there anything you're doing, like looking ahead, investigating the trail, anything like that?
Yeah, Echinacea will investigate the trail ahead, basically seeing where Ishvor and Co. traveled. I know they have a carriage with them.
Mm-hmm, yeah, so go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
17.
17. You're able to see, not definitely looking like they were covered, but you're able to spot the tire marks, tread that sort of showed you which direction they were going and where to follow. So the path you guys are walking is going to be a bit easier, knowing that you're going where other people have treaded. Okay.
Can, oh, I'm sorry.
I got 22.
22. Yeah, you're able to, you see, how do you do this? How do you cover the tracks?
Lazuli's got a what is it? She can use like the little fans of her wings just for light things, or maybe she even takes her off her big jacket and will kind of dust it, smooth off the snow. Yeah,
Okay.
and she can also fly, so she can like basically tamp down the the things at their feet, so because she doesn't have to make
Yep.
prints, so she can do. So there's lots of little strategies.
Perfect.
I think Zio will assist with maybe using thaumaturgy in certain areas, especially the harmless tremors on the ground, but just keeping them consistent enough that essentially the ground itself gets shifted in certain areas.
Okay. Great. Smart. All right.
If Echinacea can, just
Yeah.
once Zio has done that, they can use prestidigitation to chill the space that has been,
Oh yeah.
reorganized so that the ground is cold, like snow has covered it.
It
even though
looks
it's been
untouched.
disturbed.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. All of you guys in tandem with that role and the ways that you guys are describing covering your tracks, it looks as if this is a fresh batch of snow, unwalked, untampered with. You guys have completely covered your tracks, and I imagine you guys kind of do that consistently throughout this journey, correct? Okay.
Mhm.
You guys do so. It doesn't take you guys more than a few hours. So if there are any conversations that you guys are looking to have before you meet up with the rest of your group, let me know.
Zio wants to check on Isandra, but specifically on the water Amane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
So as they're walking, just like, oh, don't you want to release the water Amane?
I'm gonna wait until we find a fresh river. We should find something relatively soon, but I want them to find comfort amongst peers and in a natural, flowing source of water.
That's good. That's smart. So then the waters, the flowing waters, they're not just one Amane, it's just a big collection of them?
It can be, yes. I mean, it yeah, usually is a collection. Same with fire. Fire is known to be. I often view a bonfire as a collection of 5 to 6 fire Amane dancing together.
Well,
It is.
maybe once things are calm, and I think Zio says this loud enough for everyone to hear, like, once things are calm and we've found a defensive place and we know that we're out of danger, we should have a party.
A party.
Yeah, just like a little hurrah!
Yeah.
We did it!
You hear Kalen sort of, Echinacea, he kind of lifts off of your back for a moment. He's kind of like laying on you. He's like, the party sounds like fun. Elves don't sleep. This man is conked. He's like,
I don't know how that happened. Exactly.
You see Thandra's like, it's really strange. You shouldn't be doing that. But a party is good for morale. And I would love a drink.
Yeah, a little bit of drink, a little bit of dancing. We can make a bonfire.
Hopefully a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
He kind of bumps you, Echinacea. We have 56 years to make up for.
It's a long time, isn't it?
It is.
I'd love to. I have alarm prepared so I can secure our campsite.
Well, I still think that we need to maybe make sure to keep ourselves as alert as possible, at least maybe for the next 24 hours or so. Now that might sound like a lot, but if we take shifts with sleeping and keeping an eye, maybe dividing everyone in the camp to cover all areas.
It's a smart strategic move, Zio. Thandro kind of nods.
Well, as long as we can just make sure that we stay safe.
Absolutely. Right.
Zio like preens.
Not the praise, not the praise.
It's like Zio preens is like this like commander whatever, like just like
Ooh.
I'm smart.
Lazuli, Lucian sort of, he's sticking pretty close to you just because he knows how hurt you are and he's been ordered to carry you, which isn't happening because you're flying, but she's flying. She has autonomy. You feeling all right?
Yes. And you?
I didn't answer the question before. I'm fine. I saw what happened with Whistle.
Angie?
Are you okay?
Dog.
Not right now.
Sorry. It's just like they remember something that like was a previous conversation and brings it up. Wow. Anyway.
Ours on the ground.
Hey.
No, I'm so sorry. That was rude.
You're not wrong. Okay.
I just know what it's like to be attacked by a friend. I know that could be taxing on your mind. So
What do you mean?
Ilion and Nivian.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure you know that Whistle didn't do that of his own volition.
No, yes. Those creatures were despicable.
Quite.
What- Did you see anything in their maw?
Yes. I saw a few things. I saw myself back in Sunwell's grip, working for Satosh and losing all sense of myself, just being the monster. I heard my mother say how dreadfully disappointed in me she is. And, Elizabeth gloating about how everyone in our home hates me and that I don't belong anywhere. I've been subject to mind games like that before, and it will not break me.
Because you know that's not true, right?
There is a hesitation. I know that those are manifestations meant to make me doubt. But yes, that is what I saw.
I saw a heart.
A death hag's heart.
But that is not me and what I desire.
That's good.
I will not die, I desire power. Did you see the sliver? The shard? Divinity?
No. I didn't want to look at it.
It was magnificent.
It was awesome!
It was sick! Bro!
I think that, I was afraid. And, like, I don't think Lucian's speaking quietly, so I think anybody in this caravan could kind of hear, like, the things he's saying, at least.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a small part of me that is worried that my worst instincts will kick in. The man that you all met, and Iothalor would have lunged on it, taking it for himself.
What would you have done with it?
God, I don't know. Deemed myself the god of something selfish and stupid.
Ooh, I actually do like this idea. What would you be the god of now?
Yeah, Echinacea, you hear Fandoril chuckle to that question particularly. He kind of leans in. I know the answer to you. I knew the answer for yours.
Lucian told me his answer. I'm waiting to see if it's changed. Wait, what's yours?
Who are you talking to?
Fandoril.
Oh, me? Oh, God. I think mine shifted a bit since we last talked about it. Mine now... renewal.
That's what I said. Renewal and second chances.
Echinacea Belrose, god of second chances, does indeed have a good ring to it. Lucian just sort of... oh, God. I would be the god of... I would be a small god dedicated to, I don't know, maybe new paths, reconstruction.
And what about your symbol?
He goes, he's like, I don't know.
You can think on it.
A bat.
Be a
bat.
bridge.
Ooh. Bat coming from bridges. How would
To
you
live
name it?
under bridges.
Or crossroads? A sign?
A fork in a road.
I was going to say a fork in the road with a clock tower.
Your prelude changed. Speaking of which, they pointed his pocket watch.
Yes, pulls it out. It's still there. But this is new. It sort of flexes the armor. But first, what... Lazuli, Zia, what would you be the gods of?
I don't want to be a god.
Fair.
Too much responsibility.
Ah. God of procrastination. I understand.
That's not nice.
But it's true!
I wouldn't be a god.
Lazuli is like fiddling with her hairpin. Almost it's her fucking fidget spinner.
It's like gears, so it honestly could be a pretty decent fidget spinner.
Yeah, she's just like toying with it. Well, I suppose I don't know. And that's a bit why I didn't take the shard in that moment. But
half of the NPCs go, huh?
Echinacea also.
one reason,
Huh?
not the only.
One of many.
One of many. But new beginnings. I think I would worship that. Or, you know, paths. So she's basically saying, like, I'd worship you.
Lucy does kind of go, yes. You guys had your preludes change as well. Echinacea, the terrarium's
You're
different.
so pink.
Lazuli, yeah, kind of just puts a hand on your face. Lazuli, the eyes are different. That's new. That's very cool. Zio, more tattoos. Very cool.
Yeah. And, like, pulls up their sleeve and just, like, shows it off.
Look at you.
Dang.
Thandril's like, preludes?
Yes, I mean,
I've been making items that grow with people.
How very you.
When I'm 100 years old, my whole body is going to be full of tattoos.
Yes.
sick.
Love that. Oh, tattoos. Tattoos are very cool.
Yeah.
Thandril's like, oh yeah, I have plenty.
What do you have? Wait, I can remember. What does he have?
Tattoo is Thandril.
Mm-hmm.
Thandril is covered in tattoos. On his left bicep down his left arm are an accumulation of phoenix feathers, as well as a phoenix like wrapping down the arm. On his right bicep, going down his his right arm is iconography to Kervaith. So a lot of stars, a lot of knightly imagery, a lot of like swords, almost like an etching of that history. On his midsection, he has doctrine for the Lorethian line of knights. Just the tenets that he and Lorien spoke as they took their oaths is... Yeah?
I'm so sorry, I just immediately no regrets.
Yeah, that's it. He has no... He has...
No regrets
he
across
said,
his forehead.
God bless me across his neck. On his back, he has a full piece, which is just like a scenic piece. You see that it weaves between like the Wavern Peaks, and it incorporates some folk tales from Aosha. So you know that the Wavern Peaks, you can see like dragons sort of shifting out. You see the sky above has a celestial veil. You see.
Are we seeing all of this, or
no? This is
this
Echinacea's memory.
Echinacea's memory.
Echinacea's memory. But I'm saying, as Echinacea is remembering that, you do see a Thandoril very like. Everybody all right with some masculine semi-nudity?
Zio giggles.
Thandoril takes off like this sort of very easily. He's almost wearing something akin to a gi. So he very easily kind of like slides it off his shoulders, and you see all of the tattoos with some salt and pepper hair on the chest. A few scars sort of scattered across. Tattoos go down like his hands to his fingertips, right up to his collarbone.
Who did that? Was it you?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Was it one person?
Oh, it was a multitude of people.
I have this thing, and then pulls out like the Ghost
Marvelous.
of Tattoo kit. And it's like, I have this thing, and I haven't been able to use it because I need someone to tattoo it.
I can tattoo. I gave Echinacea their tattoo. And Echinacea, you do remember at this point that Thandoril is the one that gave you the wings on your back.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh. They
You say it
Flush.
one more time.
No.
Great. So at the party, we're going to have a bonfire, drinking, dancing, a tattooing corner.
That sounds like an entirely beautiful event.
Mhm.
I'll happily tattoo, and I'll even do it for free.
We can trade.
Oh, I'm interested in trade. After expressing interest in trade, Zio asks Thandoril what he would want in return for giving the group tattoos at the party. The Aasimar ponders for a few moments, musing that he wants a great many things while he makes his decision. Thandoril settles on stories as payment for his artistry. Each person who receives a tattoo will regale him with a story from the journey they've all shared. The group nods in excited agreement. Echinacea's face displays relief while watching this wholesome exchange. As the quiet settles, Thandoril links arms with Echinacea, and the two begin to walk together. Ari quickly showing her nurturing and maternal side with Thandoril as she completely turns her head around in order to dress the recently derobed warrior. It is clear that Thandoril and Ari are bonded in a deeply profound way. Zio's curiosity is piqued by the royal griffin, and they take the time to speak with her. The two exchange introductions and investigate one another, both very, very curious.
Hear Zio like click, like they're
Zio's clicking and kind of cawing at Ari. It's just...
I'm fairly certain that he's going to be more safe than he has been in some time with us.
He's not alone,
But
which is good.
Exactly.
And he has Pretty Flower with him now.
Pretty Flower Echinacea.
Mm-hmm. She gets kind of bashful, like... We've missed them very badly.
Yeah. So how old were you when you met Echinacea?
Egg.
Egg. From the egg? You could see them from the egg?
Egg.
Wow, that's incredible.
Mm.
I wonder what it would be like to be born from an egg.
Swimming. like swimming.
I love swimming.
I don't.
Can you? Yeah, you can't go swimming with your feathers. They're very pretty.
Bath time, not fun.
Well, sometimes you need it.
Yeah, that's what he says. Like very. Mm-hmm. You can tell that like she's a bit over 100, but like she's still got that youth in her. She's still very like curious and very youthful.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I think Zio will just keep talking until the spell gives out. It's 10 minutes, so it's just 10 minutes of nonsense.
Just chatting, but you see as she kind of goes up to your feathers and starts cleaning them. Very like she starts kind of like cleaning you up and sort of like picking the ones that are kind of like a little rough from like the encounter. She's just like cleaning them up and she says, "Pretty feathers."
Thank you. They're new.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do.
Water.
Okay, water. So you agree that washing is important?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I like you, Ari. You're funny.
Thank you. She preens and like you see like it turns from a walk into a bit more of a gallop. Like Echinacea, you and Kaylin are kind of like but after a few hours, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to talk about here, you guys make it. It takes you guys about 2 hours total. So you guys have already expended a short rest, so you're not able to do that again here. But you do make it down this small little valley of the mountain, and you do see coming upwards forms dropped. You do spot Ishror, Durwood, Deirdre, Ross, everybody, Aura, Lapis. Everybody is there. Wit. And Ishror's like, "Oh, you're okay. Oh, bird. Person. New friends?
Oh yeah, like a minute too. Like, still here.
Is everyone all right?"
I don't know why I assumed you would have met. Ishror, this is Thandaril. Thandaril, this is Ishror.
Thandaril's like, "I've heard of Ishror. I know who he is. But no, we've actually never met," which is, he kind of looks, it is surprising. It's good to meet you, sir. "Oh, my dear boy Thandaril, I've heard many a good things about you. Some not good, but mostly good. Hello." He's like, "I can assure you the not good is, false." "Oh, relief. I would not. Good. Please, come. We have your carriage here, and we will be able to get you all comfortable and cozy, and I am glad you are all safe."
You know, there's a part of me that really wishes we could pull out the
Humble abode?
the humble abode.
Why not?
I think we're still too close.
You're still pretty close.
I think for everyone's safety, it's going to be better if we wait.
We'll ride. Ishror just kind of. We can ride until sundown, and then bed for the night. Yes. Firstly, bring it in. Oh, it is good to see you all safe.
We did it.
Congratulations.
Shar is fighting alongside the Matron of Ravens in the Shadowfell.
Oh.
I think that alliance of the Eclipse of the Three is good and broken. Oh, goodness. Alma's here.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
Zio immediately looks over to Wit when that's mentioned.
What's like, huh?
We need to talk.
Well, fucking, I didn't bring her here. I didn't.
Zio insights that.
Go ahead. Everybody can give me an insight check if you guys want.
I would love to. Can I don't know. Oh, bad again.
13.
13.
9.
Yeah.
9. Lou?
Lazuli wouldn't be inside
Okay,
checking.
fair enough. With a 9 Echinacea, you're like, I don't know. I apologize to this man. I don't know who this man is. I don't know. And, Z, I apologize to this man. Zio, you're not, with a 13, you're not clocking any deception. You're clocking a lot of, what? but no, like, culpability. or knowledge.
Yeah. She was in the dungeon. I guess she followed you and then followed us.
Yeah, that sounds like Alma. She didn't kill you? That's good.
Well, she
right?
tried,
But she
almost
didn't, and that's good, right?
No, because she's waiting till every single one of the people that I care about are dead before she tries.
Oh, shit. That does sound like Alma, yeah.
Why are you laughing?
Well, you get a taste of what I've been dealing with for the past 10 years.
10 years?
Decade, yep.
Zia looks over at Asandro and just like, did you know her 10 years before, or?
I knew her about a decade ago, yes. She's helped me out a bit before for spirit calling.
Yeah,
What?
we can talk.
Yeah.
We can talk about that later, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. I am an open book. It's like, well, I didn't do it. Sorry she popped up. Yeah, it's not good.
You're not gonna get to smash anything, so.
What? That's half of the reason I came. That's 90% of the reason I came here.
I know, but we kind of
What the
dealt
fuck?
with the bigger problem already.
This is horse shit.
We're gonna have a
Alright.
party.
At least I had a good lunch.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be drinks and a bonfire.
A party.
We'll build these snowmen and you can hit those.
Mm-hmm.
Can you make the snowman talk? And beg for mercy?
Whoa,
Wait.
okay.
What?
Thandrail's like, yes.
Dan! Dan!
What?
No!
Also-
They're just snowmen.
Where is Mushroom?
Points at his tummy.
You hate him?
I said I had a good lunch.
Turd.
Zio goes up to him and shakes him. No!
Hey! Don't fucking touch me! Punches you in the chest. Get the fuck
Ow!
off me!
Rude.
Hey!
You,
Hey, leave.
you gave me a mushroom, and I needed some umami on my salad.
You're lying. You didn't eat him, did you?
I did. Him, it was a mushroom.
Told you to take care of him.
I did. I cut him up real nice, and I made sure he was prepared perfectly.
Can I do it?
Yes.
15 plus 8.
He's telling the God's honest truth right now. He ate mushroom. Have you ever eaten a mushroom before, Zio?
Told you it was an almanac.
From what I've heard from Alma, they go somewhere else. The mushroom's gone, but mushroom is, I don't know, finding somewhere else to live. Cassandra's like, the spirit inside's not dead, I can assure you that.
But that wasn't the point.
No. The point was, I needed to survive, and I needed to eat something, so I did.
Zio's just like so
Mhm.
downcast.
Yeah.
I think Zio is downcast enough that they're just gonna like walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. Alessandro follows and just sort of pulls you in.
And like Zio tries to like push him away, like, stop, please.
No, I'm not going to leave you right now.
That wasn't the point. I thought that maybe if I gave him some kind of purpose.
Zio. He is the only person that can find purpose for himself. We can aid, but from what I can see and what I can feel, he has much more healing to do before he can start taking lessons like that. And I'm not blaming you, to be very clear. I think what you did, the heart and intention in it was noble.
I think at that moment, Zio just like breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Like finally, like all of the emotions of like the dungeon take over Zio, and that like carefreeness and the like energy that he's had in this trek, which is a very lighthearted energy, talking to Ari, talking to Thandril, engaging in this sort of conversation and everything, it just sort of washes away to everything that they were shown in the dungeon. Because they feel finally there's a safety for them to be able to just release.
Yeah. Isandro goes to lift you, if you allow.
I think Zio just kind of like, no, please. I need to at least stand on my own 2 feet. I feel so stupid.
For what?
Crying over a mushroom.
You're not crying over a mushroom, you're crying over everything that just happened. You are feeling emotions, and there is nothing wrong with feeling and expressing your emotions, keeping them pent up. Locked away, that's what will hurt you. Feel your emotions. Will give you the opportunity to process them. You're allowed to cry. And to be vulnerable in a group of people who love you. And care about you. It's not stupid.
It feels childish.
Everyone cries. I cry. I cry plenty.
I think Zio starts sort of like walking, just kind of like not like not away from the group and everything, but I think just like to try
just to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think the group has taken any, like, the group is halted, you know, but yeah.
What did you see in there?
That story I told you, I saw the people I killed. And that evolved into me losing myself to the Armene again, hurting you all, losing myself to raw emotion. That's why I'm uniquely qualified to understand what you're going through.
I saw Istris. And when that wasn't enough, I saw my sister. And I saw Oma in there too, even before she made her appearance. But then I saw my father. And I know it's not real, and none of it was real, but... the games played. It could have only known all of that by looking into us and the things that make us that way.
Zio, still in reflection after the visions received in the catacombs, fears that the Noklamir could see how little they think of themselves. Zio and Asandra then discuss change, more specifically, wit changing. Zio believes that they haven't learned enough to change someone's heart, while Asandra likens change to a ship. One free to enter, but people have to choose to get on board. Change is a choice made by the individual, not the people around them. The conversation moves to being able to inspire change. Asandra makes it clear that you can inspire people, but you cannot force change upon them. It is clear that Wit is sick and unable to see himself as a person deserving of change. The responsibility is on him. The responsibility of the Fated is to cultivate a space for others to see that they can change. Asandra muses that he believes that there will be a day where history repeats, where Zio will hand Wit something, and Wit will show just how much he's changed. That is not a reflection of you.
Echinacea helping him would be enough. Or even just enough of a push.
You know what would be what you're talking about, a push? The both of you together. If you want to inspire that change, don't give up on him, and more importantly, don't give up on yourself. I say this because I am experiencing the same feelings with Alma. I failed her. I could not inspire positive change. It is up to her, not me. No matter how much it hurts.
Thank you for sharing that. And if you're comfortable, I would like to know more about her.
As I said before, I'm happy to share.
We can wait till later. I think at this point, Zio will give like a glance back to where Wit is with the rest of the group, and then just like maybe continue like walking off, because it's important, I think, for Zio to kind of like distance himself from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this point in time, yeah.
Yeah. Wit's moving. He's not talking to anybody. He's just trucking forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's where we're going to take our first break. Thank you guys for hanging out, for chilling, and we will see you guys shortly. Bye.
Thank you.
can see and hear you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Known Realms Tolesh. Happy to see ya. All right. So you guys have found yourselves reunited with Ishwar and Co. and continuing to travel forward until you find a spot. And at this point, you have all found that spot. It's been a couple hours, and you are currently sat. The caravans have stopped a bit. I imagine it was communicated that you guys wanted a position to maintain visual on Cyberhome. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Cool.
You are correct.
Great. You guys have absolutely found that spot. And yeah, your carriage and the carriage that Ishwar is operating are both lined up, but you guys have kind of settled in that space. So I'd say it's been a couple hours since we left off, but you guys are currently settling in. I'll just say Whistle has kind of been old man napping.
For real.
And is continuing to do so. So you guys are all together.
I think what Zio would suggest, going back to the conversation that they've been having, is that they not just have visual on, or Echinacea, they mentioned the alarm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a distance for that?
I'm certain there is. 10-minute ritual. That is a bookmark. It's a 20-foot cube. So it's pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were to like cozy up against a rock face, then Echinacea could probably alarm the perimeter. People just couldn't leave or it would go off.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian can cast alarm as well and extend that to 40 feet. So if you reach to a certain point, he can extend it so you guys are not completely on top of each other.
Echinacea will run up to Lucian and pull out their little piece of fine silver wire. You and me?
He pulls out a matching silver wire. You and I.
And Echinacea will there's this sort of interweave of the person they have been for the past 3 months and the person they were for the 50 years they can remember. And the person who they've been for the past 3 months, the person who's got to know Lucian, is sort of like fake jousting with the silver wire as they open the perimeter with him, unless he's not in the mood.
No, he absolutely plays along. He sort of, as you kind of jut forward toward him, he sort of pops the prelude behind his back and like pokes you in the rib.
Shoot.
Ha!
Mm.
Ha-ha!
Poke his toe.
Ow!
And then open the perimeter.
He just leans over, bites him in the back of the shoulder. I win.
Aidwolf did?
No, Lucian does.
Oh,
He
but
leans
bites
over
Echinacea?
and bites Echinacea on the shoulder, yes.
This will only escalate. And I do realize I started it.
You did. So, do you yield, good doctor?
No.
Hmm.
No.
Aidwolf's like,
Prepare to be bit.
shall I?
No. We'll let him sweat.
Understood.
Catch him when he least expects it.
Mm-hmm. But you guys set up the alarm perimeter. Like I said, about 40 feet, so you guys got a pretty safe bet there. And Lucian just sort of, how are you feeling? I know that everybody saw some, not fun stuff.
I heard what you saw and I'm sorry.
Thank you. It wasn't real.
It felt real.
Yes, it did, but all I can do right now is tell myself that it wasn't. You know? If I, even for a moment, give it the credence that it was real,
You what?
I don't know.
It felt like all of the worst possible things that could happen would happen and were going to happen, and we were powerless to keep them from happening. And that all of the worst things we can imagine were true and would stay true. And yet, here we are.
Here we are. He kind of looks over to Thandoril. Looks like that's not true.
I don't know what to think. I know what I feel. I cannot rely on that.
No. But I imagine you're going to talk to him about the time, what he's been doing.
Yes.
Information is something you can rely on. And you are very smart.
Well, if you have any pointers, you're very smart.
It's hard when you love someone. You, I hesitate to say, are at an advantage. But there's a part of you that didn't know who he was. Maybe that person, that part of yourself, that impartial party, listens to what he says.
That piece of me is anything but impartial. If I've learned anything from this dungeon today, it is that part of me will always choose fear. And always believe it.
Well, then don't do that. Ignore everything I just said.
I'm sorry. You're very wise. I'm just a bigger coward than you think I am.
Cowardice would be not doing anything. And despite it all, you are still moving. So you're not a coward. Just because you feel fear doesn't mean you're a coward. If that were true, I'd be a big fucking coward.
I suppose fear is sort of a survival instinct, isn't it?
There's no bravery without fear.
There's no bravery without fear. You were not there when I said that to Reeves. How did...
You said that before?
I think it must be a saying at this point. I think I must have plucked it from a book somewhere.
It just makes sense. You're not brave because of the absence of fear. You're brave because you move in spite of fear. I know that some here kind of looks toward Kalen, of magic that can ensure the truth is spoken.
It isn't an issue of truth. Aedwulf was, it seems, not always under direct control, but rather activated. And I worry that, for all of what seems to be Thandoril's good intent, there are things that could be said. There are things Kervaith could do. I don't know what they are. I just know that this loveliness, it could be gone in an instant. And then I would be gone again.
You're surrounded by too many people who would fight for you for that to happen. I'm not saying that to invalidate your fear. Your fear makes sense. Like you said, it's a survival instinct.
They killed a phoenix and took my memory. Who's to say what a god can and cannot do, no matter the crowd around me? And I think Echinacea realizes how pessimistic they are being, and that new part of them, the past 3 months, retreats, and sort of that part of them dissociates, and the 50-year confident cleric emerges. But it will all be all right. I have faith.
God or no God, it won't stop me from trying to protect you. If and when you need protecting.
I hope you know, no matter what you were shown in that crypt, the same is true for you. Even if you keep biting. Would you like some Angel's Dream?
I would love some.
Echinacea goes to make tea and heal everybody with it.
Okay.
If they may, with their herbalism kit and a
Yeah.
healer check.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make that check.
Gone. 11 plus, I believe, 13. One sec. Yeah. 24.
Yeah, more than enough. You can roll your 2d8 plus double your proficiency bonus.
Yeah, who looks hurt? Echinacea's hurt. Lazuli's hurt. Zio, you're full. Lazuli, you're not hurt.
And
Like 80 out of 92. I'm good.
Okay.
Kaylin's
Well,
hurt.
still.
The rest will probably heal me. But if you want to flavorly come over and patch me up, so you know.
Kaylin's hurt. Lucian's hurt. Assandra's beat up. Thandril's looks fine. Whistle's hurt.
I think Lazuli will help assist Echinacea in the healing, since
Okay.
she'll patch herself up first with Echinacea, but then help on the strike team of.
Okay.
just a quick point of for visual. We're against the rock face, so we're kind of altered.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And then like in the front. Okay.
Correct. Essentially like a little alcove. Sorry, Button. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Sorry. I didn't realize.
Go ahead.
So, is Echinacea's wings like summonable, or are they always there now?
I think that currently, because they're sort of this like gauzy, semi-translucent, like just fade into nothing skyward and downward. I think when they're not flying, they sort of fold down almost like peacock wings, like peacock feathers, or like the way butterfly wings fold.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of look like a cloak that is semi-translucent at their back.
Echinacea? You have
Lazuli.
wings?
I got my wings.
May I see them?
They unfurl them as they're over this Bunsen burner making this healing tea. So they unfurl and the bottom of them fade into the snow.
May I touch them gently?
Of course.
And Lazuli will examine the feathers and just really observe the type of wing. They are marvelous. And do I know that Lazuli knows that you're Aasimar, right? Or that origin?
Yeah.
How does it feel? Do you notice it, or does it feel... Did you used to have them before?
No. Not that I can remember. So if I did have them, I would have perhaps lost them by the time I can remember. I don't know. But I feel a little more like your sibling with every passing day.
But they suit you perfectly.
Do you want to talk about it, Lazuli?
About what?
About what you wanted to do.
I wanted to do...
If it isn't weighing on your mind, we don't have to. I'm referring to wanting to take the shard of Shard's divinity.
It was very shiny.
It was quite shiny.
But I wouldn't know what to do with it. And Shar would. Simple as that. There are many shiny things in this world.
I shall endeavor to collect so many of them for you.
Lazuli says she hopes she will be on that journey for shiny things with Echinacea, but falters as she remembers the cleric Inara pushing her toward power and corruption. Lazuli expresses her anxiety about her desire for power and shiny things in general. She then goes on to wonder if the choice to leave Inara back at the crypt was the right one or not.
Lapis. An aura about it, but... I don't know. Is it bad that I don't want to know why? Or beyond she just wants to corrupt me? And I know it's because I'm a wellspring baby. But it's almost like I don't even want to know their motives. It feels naive, but...
No. Giving her your ear lends her power. You took her power away.
That's what I hope. If I don't let them corrupt me, give me suggestions, then I know that the choices and the actions that I make are because I want to. It could still be wrong, so it's not the perfect solution. And certainly knowing the plan is good at avoiding that plan. But I just don't know.
We can't know. But the decision was made. And I think it was far more wise than you give yourself credit for.
Thank you.
They take her hands and hold them around a mug of tea. Now drink this and feel better. And you heal for math. But at 17 points, as does anyone who drinks the tea.
Okay.
This is so good. We can't keep it to ourselves. Then we
It's Lucian's mother's recipe.
Oh, wow. Do you know much about her?
From what I've gleaned, she was very sweet, very loving. Did Iothalor a lot of good. She sounds wonderful.
She was the previous ruler, right? Or no?
There's certainly a statue to her in Iothalor.
Right. Wouldn't she... I think I want to know more about her.
The more we learn about Elizabeth, the more I wonder. And I don't want to bring it up yet to give Lucian hope. I would like to learn more. I wonder about that heart, and who might reside therein.
I think Elizabeth has to have a weak spot. Or just something that... I am a hag. I can sense things, use them to manipulate.
Wrong.
Maybe
You're a witch.
A witch.
Witch, but have...
Which
What?
witch is a witch?
I don't serve witches. Hags. Wait. Ah!
Fritz.
But I've been around them enough to know their game. And if I can understand her, what motivates her beyond just the eye, but her personally, that
Hubris.
root... What?
Hubris.
Hubris?
In my time as a colleague, I've found that hags have a very few weaknesses. Their hubris, that is a big one. My last companion managed to undo an entire coven of hags
Oh my.
without taking a single life. She played on their hubris.
Oh.
It was a very, very silver-tongued pact. In that pact, she rendered their ability to draw from the ith inert. Could no longer make pacts. Could no longer prey on the innocent. Could no longer draw power from maliciously devious words.
In exchange for what?
Well, in exchange for her, it doesn't have to be that way, but that is what she chose. I disagreed. I tried to tell her no. She gave herself over to the ith. It gives and it takes. It is equivalent exchange.
Right. Thought about that in the past. Elizabeth made me make a choice.
Do you mean?
Sacrifice someone to her heart. I tried to give myself away, or part of my life, forced to feed it momentarily, but she wouldn't accept.
That's because
Oh,
that would have...
Lazuli. I'm sorry.
No.
Lazuli has told Echinacea about this.
Did she?
Immediately once she got back.
Well, I can tell you that she did that so that you wouldn't feel hope. To try and plant in your mind that there is no way to weasel out, but there is. And I would know. Like a weasel. Anyway. There are ways to stop them.
Fritz explains that death hags are particularly vain and implores Lazuli to exploit that weakness. Fritz suggests Lazuli discuss death hags with Lucien, who has the most experience not just with death hags, but with Elizabeth in particular, as he is her twin and was raised with her. When Lazuli is trepidatious, Fritz acknowledges the subject may be painful for Lucien. Nevertheless, he deems the subject too important to be avoided. Lazuli expresses the hope that the conversation could be cathartic for Lucien to be involved in Elizabeth's demise.
He is his twin. I understand the gravity of the situation, but I think we need to be prepared for his very understandable resistance.
Right.
Do you want to bring him this? Oh, I'm sorry, Alec.
Go ahead.
Echinacea just passes over another cup of tea to Lazuli.
Sure. Thank you. Is there anything else before I dash?
No, are you blushing?
I'm just I didn't want to end the scene. I don't
He
know.
was blushing, and now you're blushing. No. Go run that over to him.
I feel like the scoot, and I'm like, wait, what?
Kaylin comes over, grabs a cup of tea, kisses you on the cheek, Echinacea, and just...
I was going to bring that to you.
I just thought I'd come and get it. You sound... different.
I was about to say.
I'm... What an odd thing to say. There is more than one of me, and we are not necessarily reconciled just yet.
That's understandable. You've gained so much time back already, and it's still just a fraction.
A sixth, if my math is right. I am bad at math.
Which is understandable. Math is awful. I read books, I don't do math. You sound...
Like mines. Are you concussed?
Probably.
Drink this.
He leans in and kisses them once again. I am already feeling much better.
Good. I'm not going to pry. But if you want to talk about what you saw in there, you know I would love to hear.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because you know I was going to ask you the same thing.
I do. I did.
Sort of looks at Thandoril. You okay?
I'm grappling.
Understandably so.
The part of me you're speaking to right now loves him very much.
I am not.
I know
I'm not blind.
Perhaps not, but it's important to say. I know that in Lockhinge, we talked about how we're allowed to feel, and feel strongly for more than one person. But it's important to tell you so when that arises.
Thank you for doing so.
And if you're not comfortable, then I respect that.
I am. As long as you are happy and safe and we communicate, I am beyond comfortable.
Echinacea kisses him deeply over a steaming Bunsen burner.
Over steaming, and his hair ignites. Now! It was the laugh and then the recognition of what I said. So at this point, we're getting close to nightfall, which means folks will be able to start. Is there anything folks want to do? I just want to touch base with everybody. I know Lazuli will pick up with that scene, giving Lucian the tea. Zio, anything with you right now?
I think Zio is focused on keeping watch. I think they would go over
Yeah.
to like the edge of the alarm and just kind of notices a rustling and gets very scared. It's actually my cat in the background. Sorry. And just kind of like keeps watch out into the as everything gets a little bit darker.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nat 20
Oh, fuck yeah, dude!
with 8, so 28.
Okay, cool. So sorry, 1 second.
Hiccups are the devil.
Whoever's out there is hiccuping. Die! Just kidding, no. Just kidding. Oh, wait a minute.
Zio. Natural 20. You're able to get a very good line of sight on Cyberhome here. You sort of crawl upwards. There's this nook that you can sort of shift behind and get to the forward-facing side of the mountain and get a very clear view without being spotted. You see Ari not far off, sort of perched on a rock, looking down as well. You know that she's been instructed by Thandoril, and I'll say that this is information that everybody has to maintain that watch. You see as the front gate is completely on high alert. You see that there are, I remember describing large beasts of the Shadowfell variety. You see about 4 more of those in front. You see the pillars lining that sort of mile stretch of road approaching Sivaholm are ignited. This bright purple light, and you see on each one there are 4 like orbs of light that are sort of orbiting the central pillar. And each 10 to 15 seconds there's like a from each of them, almost as if they are communicating to one another. And you see as the rotations are much more frequent. Do you watch for a little bit of time, I imagine?
Yeah, I feel like Zio is very much focused on yes.
You see in those south-facing towers, both east and west, you see as those sort of like odd ballistas are sort of there are these lights at the end of them that are just sort of seeking outward. You see these lights in front are placed. They look to be arcane in nature, but essentially like floodlights that just sort of give greater visibility to the perimeter. You see soldiers, what you can make up at this point are Duskren Honor Guard, walking in tandem up and down that mile stretch of road, 5 each, so that every stretch of that road is covered, for the entirety of that walk. So you can see that it's all hands on deck. You still have a view of the catacombs as well. And on the outside, you see as it is 2 individuals there on watch, who are just watching the main road. It seems that they have abandoned this post and they're intent on securing Sivaholm. They know that the sliver of Give me 1 second. My brain.
Divinity.
They are very aware that the sliver of divinity is gone, and that there is no purpose in allocating forces, especially since the vast majority of their fighting force is heavily injured. So the 2 individuals there are interesting, though. The 2 individuals watching, they are about 10 times the size of a normal man. Big. Almost something akin to like a hill giant. Not wearing armor per se, not necessarily humanoid either. You see as they begin to walk, you see as they sort of barrel, like walking very chest forward, and you see upon like taking a closer look, there's no head on this creature. What you see is a royal of what looks like almost rope. You know how it's like bound, like small sections that are bound together to create a form? It's very much that. And in the center is just this empty, dark mass. And you see as they go to turn, you catch that there are 2 arms up top, 2 arms in the midsection, and 2 arm like appendages on the waist. As they go to turn around, it just leans back and completely transitions and starts moving the opposite direction. They look to be some sort of construct.
Golem?
Yeah, something akin to that. Inspiration point, because that's a very good call.
That's a spooky donut.
That's a spooky donut. That's the thing. It's not a hole completely through the individual. It's like almost like a crater.
Yeah, Zio, I feel like we'll make a note of it
Okay.
to speak about later because I think people are winding down.
Yeah.
The last thing that's necessary is to
Create more tension and fear.
yes.
Yeah, understood. Okay.
And yeah, they look back over to the camp and just kind of like watch everyone. Is Sandra also bedding down?
He's starting to. You can tell he's starting to decompress, but bed
Mhm.
is not really something that he's looking for right now.
Mhm.
You can tell he's preparing. You see as he's sitting in front of a fire, he has what looks to be like a match in hand, and you can see him kind of whispering to it as he's talking, and the entire camp sees as well as Isandro sort of, you see he nods for a second, and then he puts the match into the kindling, into the sort of batch of logs that is acquired, and a fire emits, but there is no smoke. The Amane have, as you can imagine through this conversation, have made sure that smoke will not emit and give away your position.
Yeah. Zio smiles watching that. Then watches as Echinacea and Lazuli take tea over to everyone. And I think Zio would try and look for Wit as well to see if he's anywhere around.
Wit is in his tent right now, but you can see lights on in there. He's not asleep.
Yeah, and then just kind of remains up in the tree.
Yeah. No tree, but you are like up on like on a collection of rocks that is of equal distance.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Nice. So yeah, you kind of settle in, and I imagine you'll make your way to camp once like dinner is prepared, and you can see that Lapis and Aura, everybody can see that Lapis and Aura are kind of whipping up a big old fucking dinner, and Ishwar is sort of like leaning in, dropping seasoning, and like asking what is being prepared. He's just kind of getting a lay of the land of like what's being made. And Lapis and Aura's like, well, this is something that I used to make. So basically, these are egg bakes. So we put a lot of veggies in there. We bake those up, and then you're able to put them on a bun, eat them real fast. But you can eat a lot of them and not be full. So we're making a lot of them. And Lapis is just, I'm making hash. I think hash will be. Sometimes breakfast for dinner is what you need to heal the soul. And from what I'm understanding is our souls need a lot of healing. And Ishwa was like, what are the magical capabilities of breakfast? Not at breakfast time. Interesting. Okay, good. Yes, how can I help? How can I assist? And you can see they're both kind of like, you can't, but can you start preparing the decanters with juice? And he's like, understood. I will take on this task with the utmost respect and care. And he starts pouring juice into decanters. But Lazuli, you start making your way to Lucian with tea.
Okay.
Okay. After being shoved away by Echinacea.
What is Lucian doing as I approach?
Set the scene for me, dumbass. Lucian right now is just kind of practicing forms with his rapier by himself. Whistle's asleep. Kaelin is sitting with Echinacea. Thandaril is kind of doing perimeter while also taking a peek at Echinacea and Kaelin, just trying to understand. You can tell he's waiting for it's easy enough to tell that he's waiting for a private moment to speak to Echinacea. Just like respecting all of that, and you see us under with the fire, but yeah, nobody's around to spar with Lucian, so he's just practicing.
Lazuli comments on Lucian's rapier, noting that she is proficient with the weapon as well. The two banter about their respective capabilities and suggest dueling together at some point. Lazuli then asks Lucian if he prefers gentleness or frankness. Lucian replies with frankness, prompting Lazuli to ask him for information about Elizabeth's hubris and vanity. She explains that she hopes to use these weaknesses to her advantage when the party reaches Isle Thalor.
You can think on this. You do not have to ask tonight. Approach me whenever it feels right. I often get my best thoughts bathing or right before I'm supposed to fall asleep. So.
Okay. It's good to know.
You can come to me at any of those times.
I will.
I did not say that.
I will ensure to leave you your time in the privy to gather your thoughts. There's a flush, like a okay. Her vanity, so you can manipulate her. Okay.
Or hubris was the word, but to be honest, I don't actually know the meaning of it.
You see Lucian fighting his demons. He's
What?
Like, you see Lucian fighting his demons. He's like,
It's okay, you can laugh.
hubris is excessive pride or self-confidence. So vanity is a synonym.
Okay. You know that whenever you read big books and some words you just kind of read past?
I do not share that experience, but I empathize.
Well, that means that you do share that experience if you empathize. See, I've looked up that word.
I sympathize.
I see. Well, now you know. Now we're even.
Yes. Do your questions just pertain to Elizabeth?
Well, that's what I was scooted over here to ask about, but I have many other questions.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I was scooted. There's nothing on the ground.
I know.
There we go.
Elizabeth is a self-righteous, overconfident, and deeply manipulative person. She has this veil of innocence, a mask that she is able to put on to trick the people around her. This doish demeanor that completely shatters any perception that she is capable of wrong. I saw that my entire life. You know, once when I was a boy, I couldn't have been more than 10. Anatole had just started working for us, our family, protecting the Whitmore estate. Around the castle, there was word that the new head guard's wife had eggs thrown at her. She was feathered. First the eggs came from the window, and then the feathers came falling. They stuck to her, and it was a sticky, dreadful mess. It was Elizabeth. Because she heard whispers from other housemaids that Anatole's wife was the prettiest woman in the estate.
How old was she?
10.
My goodness, she wasn't even a woman.
No, she was a child. But I had my ways around the house. I like to climb to high places. I like to sit on balconies and watch the city. I like to sit from my mother's room and see what she saw. Elizabeth used that information and told Anatole that I did it. I was forced to mop the stables for 3 months. No matter how much I pleaded and how much I begged, how much I swore that I told the truth, nobody listened to me. Elizabeth was the perfect daughter, the heir to Iothalor, and she was incapable of doing wrong.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's all right.
I wonder if we perched in the same spot. In my time in Iothalor, I was still new to the party and felt a little lost in the world. I would spend some of my nights up on that roof.
Surprisingly quiet up there, isn't it?
It was a little cold at the time,
Perfect.
but I didn't mind. Yeah. I actually think I drew something from that night, or at least I made a journal entry, I remember. And she'll flip back and like show him the some of the first entries of this adventure that she did. Like,
Is that supposed to be me?
well, I don't know. Were you walking in the courtyard?
No.
Lucien points to one of Lazuli's drawings of an angry person and explains that he thought it was a portrait of himself. The conversation returns to Elizabeth's character. Lucien explains that the version of Elizabeth that the party encountered when they first arrived in Iothalor was a facade. Lazuli confirms that she has seen Elizabeth for the hag that she truly is. Lucien hazards a guess that Lazuli hates what she sees. Lazuli admits that Elizabeth's confidence feels impenetrable. That confidence makes Lazuli feel weak. Although Lazuli initially claims she doesn't want to make anyone feel that same weakness, she ends up admitting to Lucien that she wants to make Elizabeth and Inara feel weak. She goes on to voice the anxiety that if she can't intimidate her enemies, she won't be able to defeat them. Lucien assures her that he's defeated numerous people without intimidating them, choosing instead to strike while his target is unaware. Lazuli muses that she'll have to outsmart her enemies, and Lucien suggests she show them who they really are. Elizabeth is a narcissist living in a fantasy world where she is God's perfect princess. Lazuli wonders how perfect Inara is feeling now. She had seemed so certain that Lazuli would take the sliver of divinity, but she didn't. Lucien revels in the possibility that Inara is angry, explaining that angry people make mistakes. The party can use that anger to their advantage. The conversation turns to having a party, and Lucien admits he's never attended a party before. No one had wanted to see the sickly Whitmore boy in polite society. Despite Lucien's trepidation, Lazuli assures him he is capable of having fun.
Thank you.
Did you make these pins, or did you find them?
A bit of both.
Oh,
I fashioned them out of old clock pieces.
so you made them.
Yeah, I suppose I did, yeah.
What other things do you like to tinker? That seems like fun.
Usually clocks. I like clocks.
Why?
They're always truthful,
That's not true.
but they always can be. You can fix them. You can tend to them.
Okay. They have potential. I see.
And I'm appreciative of the reminders.
Reminders of what?
Well, certain things would happen at certain times, and if I were to... I would always look at a clock and ensure that I was not late to things like, noble duties that I hated, or... Alright, the truthful answer is... I don't know, clocks were always there. I hate silence. There's always sound when clocks are in the room.
The tick tick. What
And,
about the gong?
I
Do you
don't
like
like
the
the
gong?
gong. No, I don't like the gong. It's jarring. He kind of, his little bat ear flicks like, no, not the gong. But there's always a song at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the song.
You seem like someone who would live in a clock tower.
Spent most of my adolescence in a clock tower.
Really?
I worked in the one in Square in Isle Law.
Did you pull the big string?
As many times as Mr. Redwave would let me.
Redwave. Wow. And how is your hearing now? That
Too
has
good.
helped, or good?
Too good.
Not good.
Too good. Very good. I hear everything.
What can you hear right now?
Zio farted. I'm kidding. He didn't. They didn't. They didn't. They didn't. Sorry. I thought I was funny. Wit is cursing Olma's name right now. Thandaril is tapping his foot and crunching the snow. Not impatient, but anticipatory. Kaelin's breathing is getting heavy. He's getting tired, but he doesn't want to leave Echinacea's side.
So perceptive.
Echinacea's heart is racing quickly because they are endeared by Kaelin, and they're nervous about talking to Thandaril. Zio is anxious, breathing heavy, heart moving quickly. I hear everything.
Lazuli wants to try to hear too.
Give me a perception check.
I get advantage on perception. Nat 20, bitch. That's a 30. So as Lucian's describing, she's gonna try to hear along. And
Yeah, as he starts saying these things, you're going to sit and listen to the words that he said, and you pick up the elevated heart rate of your sibling, the heavy breathing of their partner. You hear Zio's breathing before you hear their heart rate. Everything comes to you. It's a bit more clouded by the elements. You can't really isolate those out, but yeah,
Like-
you hear with him.
do I hear anything else that he didn't mention?
Oh. You hear your dad laughing. You hear your mom singing a little song under her breath, and you hear Ishwar tip-tapping along.
I hear Lapis laughing and Aura singing a song that Ishwar is joining in on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that settled me.
Good. Well, while you're settled, you should get some rest.
Will do. And if there's anything else that you think that would help stop her, please let me know.
I'll think on it.
Thank you. I know it's not an easy thing to dwell on, but could at least be constructive.
Right. Thank you, Lazuli.
Thank you, Lucia.
Thank you too, good doctor.
Lily's gonna go over to
Puts the teacup up.
Lapis.
Yeah.
And but yeah.
Okay, yeah, you head over to Lapis. All right, folks start heading to bed. Kaelin departs, goes to sleep. Isandro is sitting by the fire. You all sort of eat this very hearty breakfast for dinner. Yeah, and the night kind of begins to wind down.
Zio joins in Sandro
Yeah.
once they feel.
You sit beside, have the same cup of tea that everybody else is sharing, the Angel's Dream. Kaelin kisses you on the cheek, Echinacea, and is just, I'm going to,
Trance or sleep, it's unclear at this point.
trance.
Mm.
And then in the morning, I will tell you what I saw. I just wanted to spend the time with you.
May your trance not include a moment of anything you saw.
Thank goodness I can't dream.
Good night.
Listen,
Echinacea will follow to the tent really fast just to make a quick turn. They don't, like, open the flap or anything, but they go, wait. And shove a hand through the, like, flap. It's just a hand with a teacup.
Tail takes
Expend that spell ability before going to bed.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zzz.
And then they go back to the fire.
And that, my friends, is where we are going to close out this chapter of Known Realms Tolesh. I know it is a bit abrupt, but that is for a purpose. While we began to roleplay a scene, we saw that Lou actually had a bat in her apartment. So she was immediately accosted by a bat, and we decided that, you know, given the circumstances, it was wise to call the session there and pick up fresh next time. So big thanks to Angie, Button, Lou for sitting down playing the session. David, we missed you, but obviously the whole crew will be back on Sunday for chapter 62, and everyone will be back, and it looks like we're going to be preparing for a party, which is very fun, very exciting. We love that. Thank you guys for tuning into this heavily edited chapter of Known Realms Tolesh. We're happy that we were able to give you a full experience so that you guys didn't miss out on any of the details and any of the hard work that the players put in to the session. Yeah, so thank you, and stick around. I have a little bit of a fun clip for the end of the session, which obviously was approved by everybody. You get to see a little bit of the bat, but just to say, no bats or Lus were harmed during the recording of this session. With that, we will see you guys in the next adventure. Bye. Debate our readings.
Bird and
What?
what is flying, Lou? What is flying in your?
Oh my god!
Hi, everybody. Sorry.
Rewatching that clip made me fucking lose it. Thank you everybody for hanging out and watching this chapter of Known Realms Tolesh. Thank you for putting up with all of the editing process was a lot, but I'm so glad we got to get I'm so sorry. I'm so glad we got to get this full episode out to you guys. Just to double confirm, Lou is okay. From what we understand, the bat is okay. She let it outside. So yeah, all is good. But hang on tight. We're going to throw you over to our friends over at Stealthy Elf Productions. They are playing a game made by their very own Ollie called Terra Magia. So hang on tight. We'll throw you guys over there, and we'll see you Sunday for our normally scheduled game. Bye!